Today you are going to learn about the plague. The plague is caused by the gram-negative, rod-shaped bacteria Yersinia pestis. Gram-negative bacteria often have dual phospholipid bilayers, making it hard for antibiotics to penetrate and destroy. There are 3 plagues which exist in the world right now, and although you might think that plague outbreaks are of the ancient past, there are actually still many cases today. There is the bubonic plague, the septicemic plague, and the rarest of them all, the pneumonic plague. Overall, the plague has between an 8 to 10% mortality rate, but this could be much higher in some endemic areas. All these plagues are caused by the bacteria Y. pestis being transmitted to a person via fleas found on rodents.
The bubonic plague caused the Black Death, where around 60% of all Europeans died. Eventually, though, many people in Europe who survived had resistance to that form of plague, and isolation helped to end the pandemic. The pneumonic plague is when the Y. pestis infects the lungs, meaning that bacteria can spread from person to person through the air. This means that it can be highly contagious when people are close together and extremely dangerous. The mortality rate for untreated forms of the pneumonic plague is 100%. Antibiotics such as streptomycin or gentamicin must be given in the first 24 hours of initial symptoms to increase the chances of survival. Even with treatment, the mortality rate is a shocking 57%. Symptoms for the pneumonic plague include fever, headache, bloody or water sputum, chest pain, and coughing. Y. pestis, which causes the pneumonic plague, is extremely antibiotic resistant. This makes it difficult to develop a safe and effective vaccine for this plague. It also the potential that the Y. pestis will evolve and not be treatable in the future.
Madagascar had outbreaks of the plague in 2017, but through various methods, the bacterium was able to be contained. An example of how quickly the outbreak can spread is that in 2 days, 32 different cases were found in people associated with each other, and all the cases were fatal. The septicemic plague is non-contagious and can occur by itself or be a complication of the other 2 plagues. The septicemic plague is caused when the Y. pestis multiplies in the bloodstream. Symptoms of this could include fever, chills, prostration, bleeding in skin and other organs, abdominal pain, and shock. Both the bubonic and septicemic plague are not spread from person to person. Unless a more effective method for preventing and treating the deadly pneumonic plague is developed, a pandemic is a possibility.